Again, back to that.
Hannah!
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well,
My God, that opening is so cool. Hang on, I'm playing it again. All right, no, maybe later.
thanks, producer Joe. I thought we were done with the shitty
Good job,
weeks
producer
for you.
Joe.
Welcome on in.
You know what?
14.
I'm in a mood. Don't start tonight.
Clearly,
Clearly.
it's probably because he had to cancel his ear hair wax appointment.
Yeah.
To be here today, nonetheless, I am Steve. I got Rodriguez right over here. This is Put in the Book show. We're in season 6, episode 7, Mr. Rodriguez. 188 episodes.
Wow. Someone gonna watch an episode one? Have we had any viewers? Anyone seen an episode yet?
Every now and then. Barbara, mom, welcome in.
Your mom, yeah.
Isaac, welcome in, calling us the 3 wise men.
Isaac's the man.
I think you're overselling producer Joe on that a little bit.
Way overselling.
Keith is going to be absent again this week.
Thanks, Isaac.
If you know Keith, if you're friends with Keith, you know what's going on with him. I can say a little bit since it was posted on Facebook. But going through some things. So and Barbara says if Keith doesn't come back soon, she's going to boycott the show. So let's not do that. And
people can dream.
Keith, get back here soon. Get back here soon, buddy. Get
back here. Leave the gerbils at home.
Let's go. The gerbils. Let's start the show, producer Joe. He's in a mood. I don't know when he's going to do it.
Whenever he wants.
Wait, what do you mean by start the show? You want me to start the?
This is coming again. Yeah, that's
that one.
That's the one.
You want me to start that one again, or?
All righty, we're back here. Producer Joe doing a fine job here. Early on, this has been a great episode for him. What? No.
What?
No. Terzio says R.I.P. Tina Turner. Yes, absolutely. But as producer Joe will always say, this is a baseball show, and we're not allowed to discuss any.
Come on, you got to talk about an icon for a minute. You talked about Keith
from
and his gerbils.
Well, yeah. And what was she? 89 years old. Obviously, a legend.
Extreme legend. Yeah.
That's 2, right? I see all these things. What's his name? Passed yesterday, very young age of 58. I can't think of his name right now. You know what I'm talking about?
Volstagg from Thor.
Yes. Thank you.
I can't remember his name though.
My God!
Big dude.
What's glove got to do with it? This is where we're going with that.
This is a baseball show. I said.
This is a baseball show. Hey, we got to tie it back in. All right. So cheers.
Enough.
I don't ever have to have an excuse for this, but cheers to Tina Turner.
Rest in peace, Tina Turner.
Andre the Giant's birthday last week. I just started watching the Young Rock, and he doesn't look anything. Andre the Giant doesn't look like anything like the Andre.
Dude, they're just giving him. They're just giving him a show.
That's right.
They're just giving him stuff to say because that show sucks. And I love The Rock, man. One of my favorites of all time. But that's a terrible show.
Ouch.
You guys
suck.
All right. Producer just says we suck. All right.
He's not talking to me. He's talking to you.
You talking to me? You
talking
to me?
Another show. I was agreeing with Rodriguez.
Yeah.
See that? See
exactly.
that, Farace? Why you start trouble?
You
Why you're always messing with Producer Joe?
Defensive.
Shut up! Talking to me?
Jesus. Now that was for you.
That was for you. Man.
Terzio says Buck Showalter's new excuse, which means that he is taking what he has said in the past as old excuses. He's worried about Alvarez getting hit in the head too many times with the baseball bat. He needs to stop. Just play the kids. We'll get into all that.
Yeah. Just playing with a concussion. It's okay, Buck. As long as he can drool his way to the pitcher's mound, he'll be fine.
All right. So let's start off with some of the good stuff. Obviously, all the good stuff since last we spoke. Right, 5-game winning streak for the Mets, and doing it in crazy, heart-stopping fashion. Kids helping out. Absolutely. Alvarez comes out with big hits, home runs. Lindor with a game-winning hit against his old team. That must have felt fantastic. Pete with the grand slam to tie the game, and at 7, whatever, I think it was like 7-3 at that point, obviously, to tie the game. But a lot of, don't count us out when, a week before, if it was 1-0, we were worried. So obviously a big difference.
We were losing. We were losing the 1-0 game. Absolutely losing it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. The 1-0 felt like 8-0. 2 weeks ago. But all of a sudden, it was even Marte. Sorry to say it like that, but so far early on, that's how I gotta say it. Even Marte got in on it. So
Marte time.
Beautiful. No, I'm not me. No, I love Marte. But 5-game winning streak. Everybody's got to be happy, right, Rodriguez? Everybody.
Not if you're a Met fan. No. Not if you're a Met fan. Bingo. There it is. You win 5 out of 6. They're still upset. Oh, Lord.
All right. So. So what are the things that you've been seeing? Some of the crazy nonsensical things out there, such as maybe Fire Buck.
Just look at our chats. Just look at the chat that's going to happen on this show for 5 minutes, and you'll see. Alvarez, don't bring him up. Send him down. Don't send him down. Keep him up. Make him play a game when he's concussed. The kid keeps getting hit in the head every time. He needs to rest. Don't play Gary Sanchez, even though he's been playing in the major leagues for the last 6 years. Get rid of Carrasco after 1 start back. Just crazy angry stuff. And we're 5 out of 6 in the last 6 games. We won 5 out of the 6 games, and people are still upset. We're not even at the All-Star break yet, and people are getting rid of everybody. However, when I say get rid of Vogelfat, people get upset. The guy's a one-dimensional player. The guy's a one-dimensional player. All he can do is slap at the ball. He can't even take a full swing because he's too fat. He can't
hit one of the warning track last night.
Oh, really? Well, so what? He's 700 pounds. If he check swings, he hits it to the warning track. But can he get around the bases? Well, I'm worried the kid's going to have a heart attack if he tries to. Make that guy run on a double. Okay, put him at first base and have the guy behind him hit a ball to the wall and see if he even gets to third. He gets thrown out trying to take a base from going to first to second. He gets thrown out. What is that?
It's very bad.
Listen, I respect the kid. He's a talented young man. He's got a great family, nice kid, great in the clubhouse. However,
nice kid. Listen, hold on. That's how when you're young and you're out dating and all this stuff, and somebody wants to hook you up with somebody else, they tell you, "It's got a great personality.
He's got
very nice. Has good friends."
He's the guy in the team that has a great personality. Okay, do you want him? Do you want to take him to the World Series? Probably not, because he can't do much of anything else. You know, I think he'd be better off if he just dove over the plate every time the ball came, got hit, walked to first. You know, and
They lose too many
limped
balls that
around.
way.
Well, yeah, they probably get stuck in his vocal fat.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
that is a
Good
problem.
God.
All right, so yeah, I mean, you get the hint here. Vogelback is hitting. There's a lot of talk about Marte not playing well, but like you said, there's something about Vogelback that is like a jolly thing. I don't know what it is, but Marte is hitting very similar to what Vogelback is, which is not great especially for Marte. Vogelback is hitting his average, but Marte brings everything else to the table. Defense, 12 stolen bases so far.
And
Within the first 6
actually
weeks.
can throw the ball, actually can run. You
So
know,
that part to me is
he's a
weird.
player.
It
What
shouldn't
part
be
is
weird
weird
anymore, though.
I mean, it's almost like he's their pet dog. Like just dress him up in an outfit and trot him out. You know, he doesn't even need the big head as Mr. Met. Just paint his face and put a hat on him. He's already Mr. Met. Dude, Vientos should be playing every day as the DH. The kids can't get better if they don't play every day. You brought them up, play them every day. You brought them up, play them every day. If you don't play them every day, I understand, Buck. I trust you. I guess you want to get these guys in, but you know what? You won't have the Vogelback choice if Billy Epler takes him away from you. Get rid of the guy. Honestly, why? $1 million to waste. Give it to producer Joe. He's gonna do the same thing as Vogelback. Easily the same thing. He'll probably enjoy it even more. You know, he'd be a happy guy running around the bases.
Okay. Hey, Don. Isaac says Buck said that on Sunday. Marte is playing injured. I mean, you could tell that how he's running. I mean, but even though he's still got 12 stolen bases, he's still doing more for the team overall than the one-dimensional Vogies. Don says GM already has to go.
Oh my God. That's the only point that I have is, why are you going to have a one-dimensional player? You got guys on the bench that can do everything he does, and they can all bat 240. I mean, everybody on the team can bat 240 at least at the minimum, 230, 235. Oh, but his on-base percentage is really high. Yeah.
Which is what's happening.
Which is so what? So what if it's on? He can't get him on the bases. He clogs up the whole field. He can't play a defensive position. What's the point of having a ball player? I mean, it's baseball. You play offense and defense. The same guys. They play offense and defense. Not football where you take the guy out and he only plays offense or he only plays defense. You got to play both parts of the game, defense and offense.
Manny says Alvarez has to stay too. We're going to get to that also. That's one of our topics that we're going to talk about because I've seen a lot of stupid things being talked about. But I want to share three things here. And these are things that have been posted. These things are things that have been posted in public Facebook groups, and this is 1 day removed from a loss after a 5-game winning streak, and you get stuff like this.
Oh my God, $5, really? He's the manager of the year. He's the manager of the year. You're gonna fire him?
You get stuff like
what's wrong with you people?
Here, where's this other one?
You're trying to piss me off today, so what you're trying to do.
I am.
Right off the bat.
Get this out of here. Where are
technical difficulties? Where's our producer?
There we go.
Picking his nose again?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Why didn't you upload these for me? I would have put them.
I should have. Well, I didn't know if you were going to keep the
secret. You got the one I sent this morning that said valid points, right? Go ahead, put it up there. Go ahead.
No, nothing is working for me on my. I can't. It's not letting me share anymore.
That's right. Nothing works.
But
back to 4 years ago.
But okay, so another one. The only way the Mets will compete if Buck goes.
Yeah. That's
Buck's got to go.
absolutely. Yeah, we
according to that
got to
one.
get rid of the manager of the year. We have to get rid of him.
One
agree.
more here, and then then I want to talk about that one that you're talking about, producer Joe.
Bring in Beltran.
This one's a poll. A poll was brought up here. A lot of people are questioning Buck for some of his decision making, starting Gary Sanchez, pinch hitting Vogelback, blah 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 blah. Should he be gone? And the answer: 28% of Mets fans, according to this poll, think that he should be gone. 28%.
Wow. What have you done for me lately, huh, Joe?
Producer Joe doesn't want.
No, that post that he put out,
right?
that post that he put out and said valid points.
No,
it seemed like he agreed.
Valid points. I said they make valid points. Karachi made valid counterpoints, quote unquote. That's exactly
Validator.
After you were drugged through the mud by Farace for saying that.
Oh, stop! All right, so here's that post, and this is on the Twitterverse.
I've been in a mood, dude. I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm in a mood.
This was by @JONCANSE, aka Buck Showalter, underneath it as their name. Sat McNeil for Tommy Pham. Sat Francisco Alvarez for Gary Sanchez. Pinch hit Vogelback for Mark Vientos. Escobar batting second. There isn't a manager who actively torpedoes a game more. So this person is basically saying that Buck is the worst manager in baseball, right? There's not another manager that torpedoes a game more than him. So
he's saying he's trying to lose a game. He's basically blowing the game.
Right.
Because I don't know, McNeil, how many games has McNeil played in a row for actually? Like 30?
I mean, not only that, he's playing second base one day, left field the next day, right field the next day, and he's still batting .290.
Guys have to play. You know, Met fans, I'm sorry to say this, but it's a 25-man squad or whatever it is, and there are guys on there that should play. They can't contribute on the bench. They can't. You don't know if they're valuable. You don't know if you even need them if they're on the bench. If you have a lefty pitcher and you have a righty guy on the bench and you have a lefty batter, even if it's McNeil and he's played all these games and he looks tired, you put him on the bench. You let him sit for a minute. You bring up the guy that's getting paid money to play because he's not sitting there for free. Tommy Pham is getting paid to play. So is Vogelback. He gets paid to play. You know, if he needs, but he's getting $1 million. So $1 million come in and pinch hit and try to get to first base. You know, the catching, the kid Alvarez, he's played like how many games in a row? He gets hit in the head all the time. Sit him down. You got Gary Sanchez, a veteran. Let him play. He might make a mistake or two. So what? It's the name of the game. It's what happens. Don't get pissed off at Buck because of that, man. Use your heads. I know you're fans. You want the whole team full of Pete Alonsos, but we don't have a whole team of Pete Alonsos. We have one Alonso, one Lindor, and everybody else should follow suit and play sporadically. These are the two guys that maybe should be in the lineup every day because they're the two studs on the team. I don't care what anybody says, and that's a fact. You just look at the stats, and they do, and they don't complain about it. Give the guy a chance to win and stop killing yourselves about it. You guys are crazy.
And that tandem, that team of Lindor and Alonso, I think they're second in as a duo in RBIs in baseball. Terzio, very valid point. I don't know if it's the most in all of baseball, but we walk a ton of guys. And that Senga was very wild early on. He's kind of settled in a little bit. But the walks, I know Rodriguez. I mean, the walks gotta freaking drive you absolutely up a wall.
How do you warm up in the bullpen and you come in and you can't even find the strike zone? What have you been doing in the bullpen? Have you been doing this to try to get ready for the game? What are you doing in the bullpen? Carrasco, Taylor, any of these guys, man, come in. Don't pitch cowards. You're pitching backwards. Make the guy adjust to your game. Make the guy adjust to your pitches. Don't adjust to him. Don't be afraid of the guy. In, out, down, up. But stay within the strike zone. It's not even that hard. You're a professional, man. And why does Buck get the blame when the guys don't perform? How about you take these players and say, hey, guys, how about you perform? And put the onus on them. Don't say, Buck puts them in because they're supposed to be players. They're supposed to perform. And if they don't perform, they're gone. They don't play. Billy Epler, they're gone. They don't play. Put the onus on the players, not always on Buck. It's ridiculous.
And you make a really good point there. I mean, he can only do so much. And here's another thing
not playing
that I've noticed over the years, but especially this year. The Met fans do want Pete Alonso at every single position. They don't, a team has a bench for a reason. And as much as you want to DFA guys like Canna and Vogelback and stuff, they don't have to necessarily be gone from maybe Vogelback because he's very, very one-dimensional. But Canna and Escobar, everybody wants Escobar they want him DFA'd. Meanwhile, he's hit okay in the last week and a half, but he could be a bench guy. These are very important pieces to World Series championships, and if you don't know that,
Farace,
understand.
He plays all these positions. He plays all the infield. He can play outfield. Okay, he's the switch hitter. Okay, Escobar. Why would you get rid of a guy like that? First base, second base. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, man. Put the onus on the players. Put the onus on the starting pitching. How about the fact that when our starting pitching does well, we win games. When our starting pitching gives up 2 to 3 runs a game, pitches 5 and 6 innings, we're in a game. We're not down by 8. Then the bullpen comes in, does their job, then the hitters do their job. It's a team game, people. It's that simple, man.
Yeah, so some people are infatuated with the idea of super teams, and that's not this sport. You can't. You can look at the Padres. Look at the names that the Padres have, and look at them struggling.
Look at the Dodgers. How many championships have they won in the last 10 years with all these super teams they've been putting together? One. Okay. All right. And remember, guys, this is the Mets' plan. Right now, the Mets' plan moved up a year because their plan was to have Quintana, to have Escobar, to have Vogelback, to have all these guys come in, fill in their spots until the young guys were ready. Unfortunately, the young guys have to be ready a lot sooner. So they're up now, and they're playing them. This was always the plan.
Cheating's the key.
I missed that. What was that? Cheating.
He said the real key.
Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's a Ric Flair direct quote, people.
Woo! So I want to go to where is that Terzio deal where he said,
why doesn't he give us any wife jokes anymore? What is his problem? Producer Joe,
somebody will pay the price.
Any Terzio stuff.
Okay, somebody going to pay the price.
Need a wife
says
joke.
Terzio. But the price for think of a wife joke while I yell at you for this. But what are we paying the price for? What? The Mets are 4.5 games out of first place. Whereas other people were saying, "Oh, the Mets are going to be 15 games out or whatnot out of first."
How many people said last place, Bohan? How many people said we're going to be in last place?
Yeah.
All these Boulay, not Bohan. I'm sorry, Boulay.
No, not
right?
Bohan.
Boulay. It was Boulay. Where?
Boulay.
I don't even care. I'm not even pronouncing his name right anyway. I don't care to pronounce his name properly. Okay, he's out of his mind sometimes. We're in last place. We're the worst team in the world. Come on.
So
Terzio Magic segment. Yeah,
second place. Second place we're in, right? 4.5 games out. If the season ended today, which if you talk to some Met fans, the season's over already. But if the season ended today, the Mets are in the playoffs. We've talked about this. There's other avenues to explore, wild cards where other teams have been successful. Chill out. 4.5 games out. Pay the price. I get that, and it's early. Maybe if this continues into June and July with
break.
Pitching,
absolutely,
with the pitching
dude.
staff. But Hefner has been good. I don't
Yeah. You know what? Hefner's been okay. I don't understand why his
But does he
pitchers can't
deserve
come
to
in
be
and throw
fired?
strikes. No, absolutely not.
Right, that's what I'm
Absolutely
saying.
not.
So it's like a scapegoat type thing at that
Yeah,
point.
who isn't a scapegoat? But why don't they say get rid of all the players, get rid of all the ones that besides Lindor and McNeil and Pete, because everybody else has kind of sucked at one point or another this season. Get rid of them. Have 3 guys play like the oldies in Brooklyn, off the wall,
Yeah,
3 guys,
that's it.
2 in the outfield and 1 pitcher.
Bohan is saying I'm high on this team. I predict NLCS versus the Braves.
There you go.
Oof.
Now we're talking.
That's it.
Positive.
That's it.
Be positive, big man.
Yeah. So again, like we said a couple weeks ago, the Braves have lost their top 2 pitchers. The Mets are getting their pitching back. Which, by the way, Quintana is now cleared to begin his throwing and everything. Looks like about a month ramp up, and then you're really looking at a healthy starting rotation at that point. Hopefully. Where others are coming back. Again, the whole Cookie thing where he can't get anybody out. It skipped an inning, right? He gave up a bunch of runs in like the second inning this time. Is that changing up? But he kept, to his credit, he kept us in the game long enough to win the game.
Oh my God. Keep us in the game.
What was it for?
Keep us in the game by throwing strikes, man. Keep us in the game, throw strikes.
He gives me maybe he's got a Pepsi AC contract
commercial. Oh, maybe he has a new medicine called the shits.
Producer Joe says that's easy to send Max out in disguise for 1 inning for Cookie. I don't know if that's socially acceptable anymore.
They look a lot alike.
My ex-wife said she can go 9 innings more than some of these guys we have on the team. That's what I'm talking about.
Terzio's back, baby. That's what I want to see. That's the man right there.
Rodriguez, the last couple of games of the homestand happened in one day. What are your thoughts about being able to have Scherzer, Verlander, especially Verlander on, and Scherzer would have gone longer if not for that callus, and that could have been even more devastating for the Guardians.
It's a pitching.
How great was that?
Dude, to have those 2 guys pitch back to back in a doubleheader. Are you kidding me? Verlander goes balls to the walls, throws 8 innings. He's throwing 94, 95 at 40 years old in that. Scherzer, it starts sweating from the warm up. He never stops sweating. He looks like he wants to kill you with every pitch. I mean, you have smart veterans. I wish that you know what? If I was a Met fan, I would love to throw Verlander and Scherzer every other day. Every other day you throw Verlander. Every other day you throw Scherzer. I mean, just do it, even if they die, because it doesn't matter. They're getting paid enough to go to the hospital.
Just put a little.
Shoot them up with roids.
You said that
just
too loud.
Won a championship. I did say that too loud. I caught myself.
Look at producer Joe, Max and Justin, a pair of aces or washed rags.
Wow. Look at producer Joe with the insult. Oh, wow. It's a valid point. It's a valid point for Archie.
Listen, that was a great. It's a legit point. Yeah, there it is. Terzio says my ex-wife said she has the 6 clock. Oh, sex. He corrected 6 clock. Keep it PG. If you can't go more than 2 minutes, you're thrown out of the game. All right, that's a low bar too. Yeah, all right.
That says a little bit about you, though, Terzio. Like,
that's a low bar.
Thinking about it.
But how great was it, just to be able to throw out a Scherzer and a Verlander, the 2 future Hall of Famers in one day? Lindor with the big.
How good is that?
Lindor with the big series against his old team. Everything.
And what happened? What happened when we threw them out? What happened when they pitched? We won the games. We won the game. Guys go 5, 6 innings. We win games. Even though our hitting sucks sometimes, even though our bullpen will suck sometimes, the starters set the tone, guys. Once you have a good starter, you're going to win more than you're going to lose. It's that simple. I'm saying aces. Yes, producer Joe. I'm saying quality. I'm saying quality starts, and I hate that term. But you know what? Verlander gives
I also
you
hate.
a real manly start.
I like the
Scherzer,
term.
you
I
know.
don't like. I just don't like the guidelines behind it, because if you
5
give
innings.
up, no, the quality start is 6 innings, but three runs, that equates to a 4.50 ERA. What, like,
Okay. If you're a 4.50 ERA 10 years ago, you're playing in the minors.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's that.
It's
I'm with you
ridiculous.
on that. But 6 runs. Imagine that. 3 runs, 6 innings is a quality start, and that's a 4.50 ERA. So, you know,
That's provided.
actually, maybe it's different. Maybe it's the opposite. Remember how the home run ball was going crazy? Maybe a 4.50 ERA would have got you to the Hall of Fame 10 years ago. I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay, so you give up 3 runs in 6 innings. That means your bullpen has to be perfect.
Which,
And,
by the way,
and guess what?
our pen's been
It's
pretty
pretty
damn
good.
good, right?
Not perfect. No bullpen is perfect. That's why those guys are in the bullpen, because they're not good enough to be starters.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
exactly.
everyone would be a starter. So you want 3 runs, but you want 7 innings. You want 8 innings for 3 runs, and then your bullpen does an inning or 2, and you win a game like that. But come on, man, stop already. Just
But
get guys that can
when was that?
pitch.
I want.
Oh.
When was that created? I wonder if it was created during one of the big home run eras.
It was created when the scrubs started pitching. Okay, when they
Don't
didn't
say
have
that,
enough
because
pitches.
if it was in the 70s or something, it's not going to be. Producer Joe, can you look that
What?
up?
A
I don't know. I
quality
don't know when it
start?
was. I don't know.
Dude, I can
I
tell
don't
you
know
right now
when
that in
was
the
that stat
70s,
created. I
no
just want to know
one
when the
pitched less
stat
than
was created.
7.
I agree with you. I'm not saying it's right. I don't like
Relievers
how you
pitched
qualify
3
for it.
innings. Okay? Relievers
1985.
pitched 3 innings.
1985.
See?
That stat.
They probably
But
created it for who? For some skanky or something.
what
Who
I'm
knows?
saying, but what in the 80s it was 8, not as much as the 60s and 70s, but still plenty of 8-inning pitchers. So
It could have been
that's what I'm saying. They
created in
set
the
the bar
80s,
so low.
but it doesn't matter if it was created in the 80s. People still didn't adhere to it. Ask Nolan Ryan about that. Ask Santana. Ask Pedro Martinez. All these guys that pitched in the 80s. Randy Johnson. Yeah, they were going 5 and 6 innings and saying, take me out, coach.
Right.
You go out, you try to take the ball away from those guys. They stare you down or they throw the ball at you and they kick you off the damn mound. You could have created it anytime you want. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just saying that's a very low bar to set in an era where the starting pitchers were still going very deep into games. I mean, you still had the sparing, like if you go into the 10th inning, extra innings, guys going into the 10th inning.
You know who started that stat? Scott Boras, probably. So you can get his crappy pitches, $17 million a year. Okay.
The dirty little 14-year-old.
6 innings and 3 runs. No, it's a quality start. Quality start, dude.
Quality Start was developed by sports writer John Lowe in 1985 while writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer. There we go. It's Philadelphia. Obviously an asshole. All right.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It all makes sense
and
now.
They think their city's clean. Okay, yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Please. Brian Holmes sucks.
Brian Holmes sucks. Billy Martin destroyed the A's pitchers, so they came up with 6 innings, 100 pitches. No. Tomas Nido said that he can see the ball. Tomas Nido. All right, let's get into that real quick. Alvarez, because they mentioned something on ESPN. The Met fan base went nuts, thinking that the obvious choice was Alvarez to go down once all the catchers are healthy. But let's talk number 2. Perfect. But when
Mr. Sulfur wants to talk about
what's this guy? What's this guy's name? The catcher that we.
You want to laugh? You want to laugh.
What's the catcher's name that we grabbed?
Sanchez?
Got hurt. No.
Perez, Omar
Narvaez. Thank you. Okay, forget about Sanchez. He's not an answer. He's up here to be a body while Nido is not here. Michael Sanchez, I get he was 4 for 4 or whatever. He's not a 4 for 4 guys. All right, but when Narvaez comes back, you're not you can have these two guys again. It's not a all-star. You know, you're gonna have your bench guy. Those two can split it. Alvarez can play the majority behind the plate because we're going in that direction, right? But Mets fans, don't get your panties all in a bunch because of something that somebody on ESPN said. None of those things are happening. Like you guys have seen Rodriguez. I think I sent one earlier. The Mets pitchers are already going on record saying they'd be pissed if Alvarez gets sent down.
It's not even that, dude. The kid needs to play to get experience. I mean, I have my criticisms of Alvarez. You know that, and pretty much of the whole catching situation. You know, the way they catch. However, the kid can hit. He's got fresh legs. And he's learning.
How about the clutch?
Job.
How about the clutch hits? Not even
the clutch hits.
And Narvaez and Sanchez and Alvarez and my. But tell me what you've seen since, because we kind of poked fun at this a few weeks ago when he had an at bat in the 9th inning against Hader and he was swinging. You know, what is he, 5'8"? And he was swinging at 6'5", pitches 6.5 feet. Look how far he's come from that to what he did last week in just 2.5 weeks. What have you seen differently from him?
He's improving and he's calming down and he's letting the game come to him. He's not rushing into the game. He's not coming in trying to hit a home run. Well, he probably is coming in trying to hit a home run every at bat. However, he's not swinging at every pitch. He's settling down. Every good to great baseball player needs time in a league, okay? The AA and AAA is not the major leagues. No matter how much people want these AA players to come up and these AAA players to come right up, the reason there's a AA and a AAA is because there's a major league. They need these guys to be seasoned. They can't just go from high school, from college, right back into. Oh, see, now he's gonna say Ricky. Hey, dude, I'm just trying to tell you. You know, the truth is, Farace, why'd you put that up, Farace? Why did you put that up? What's going on?
Hands.
You asked me we're gonna. Joe wants to throw hands. You know, you might be the guy he throws hands with. Okay, producer Joe's ready for a fight.
Show hands in the air. Okay.
Listen, you know, these guys are going to perform. They tried and true. Brett Batty came to the minor leagues, moved up the levels, started battling sometimes, and then he got better and moved up to the next level. So did Alvarez. So did Vientos. Oh, I love Batty, man. I'm telling you, he's going to be a stud if they just stay the course with him and don't ship him out in 2 years when he has a slump like all the Mets. That's enough one.
Oh my God.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Let these guys play. That was the plan all along. Yeah, all these other guys, Kana, even Marte, Vogelfat, Escobar, short contract. They're old and they're going to be gone soon. That's why you got this guy Mauricio in the minors learning. Leave Mauricio in the minors for a couple of more weeks, maybe even another month. Let him learn how to play in the upper levels. Then bring him up, just like Vientos did.
Tomas Nido said clearly now the rain is gone.
Oh, and remember, Tomas Nido was a batting champion in the minors. So let's remember that, guys, okay?
So that shows you the slight difference. But can I ask,
tell you the difference.
I hope Starling Marte, I know he listens to many of these shows. I hope he's not listening now. Did you just lump him in with Vogelback? No, I lumped him in with the contract. They gave him a short contract. And Marte, whatever you say about him, dude, the guy's a stud. I told Marte
you I
got a 4-year deal, I think, didn't he?
Okay, 4 years. So he's going to be 35 when he's ready to go.
He is, even though he's batting 240,
he's a player. You can't put him in with Vogelback. No way. It was a short contract, and he's not going to be a Met for life. Okay, his time here is finite. And that's why you got Mauricio. That's why you got Vientos. That's why you have all these young guys. There's a center fielder out in the minor leagues. I think Sanchez is his name or something like that. The kid is supposed to be a stud, and he's learning. So, I mean, come on, man. I don't know what that means.
he wants Marte to hit him up. Hit HMU. Hit me up.
Hit me up, Marte. Oh, no. Okay. I didn't know he swung that way, but whatever you want to do, Joe, it's on you, man. Life changes.
As long as he hits.
It's okay.
Terza said Marte is hurt, then he should be on the bench because he's giving his team a chance to win. He's hurting them. Steve is on hip.
Yeah, who are you gonna put there? Who are you gonna put there? Vogelbach? Put him in right field.
Oh my God! They'd be hitting. They do like softball. They just swing your hips to right field and just.
Are you kidding me?
To the right.
You kidding me? Please. And every hit becomes a double because he can't even get to the ball before you're at second base.
Alex Ramirez. That's who you're
Alex
talking
Ramirez.
about.
There you go. I said Sanchez, Ramirez, Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's center fielder. I mean, when if it becomes his time and he doesn't get traded or what, he goes to center. Nimmo transitions to a corner outfield position, and bada bing, bada boom.
We have no power in the
what?
outfield. Listen, we have no power in the outfield when you think about it. None. There's usually in the outfield you have a couple of power guys in the corners at least. We have none of that. Think about
Shake
it.
Shack here, Terzio.
Ooh, yeah.
That's good food.
Oh no, you know what? Send Vogel back to work at Shake Shack. It'll be better.
Who's the new Greg Luzinski?
Vogel fan. Except Luzinski actually played the outfield and could actually run.
Steveapalooza.com back, Keith. This is sick. Steveapalooza. This is what we call this era of the show. Steveapalooza. Hey, Terzio, watch your mouth. Vogelfat runs the whole bleeping stadium shakes. Listen. He's not a. All right.
Come on. Now we're talking about Let's not talk too much about his weight, but let's just talk about the fact that he can't play any position. I mean, let's be real. That's all there is to it. And
definitely not a thing.
No.
There is a certain player playing for the Long Island Ducks right now as we transition over.
Oh, don't bring that name up, dude.
Eyeing. This is in the spirit of Keith. He's eyeing a return.
Okay.
He's eyeing a return to the major leagues. As producer credit where it's due. I saw him first to third on a single.
Did you use it? Did you use a sundial to time him? What happened? The guy fell in the outfield. What happened? Wow,
he's trying. He's trying. The oxygen when he got to third. Cause Joey Cora had to be ready with the oxygen mask.
Good Lord. It's like Darth Vader running around the bases.
Now, here's the deal with this. This is gonna with certain areas of this fan base, certain segments of this fan population, people are gonna be like, "Oh, look who wants to come back to baseball," and his name is Daniel Murphy. And he's trying to come back. He said, listen to this. Murphy tells the New York Post he's taken some time away from the game before realizing how much he missed it. He watched the Ken Burns baseball documentary for the first time and read Christy Mathewson's autobiography. And he decided, I needed to return.
Ooh. There was a big call for Daniel Murphy to come back. Yeah. You know what? If he hits 250, he'll probably be better than Vogelbach anyway. I mean, yeah, sure. Trade him up. Put Vogelbach, send him to the Ducks. Make a trade with the Long Island Ducks. Send Vogelbach there and bring up Daniel Murphy. Sure. Do we have any gay guys or anybody on the team that he can be racist?
He won't like
that he can be against? Come on.
Daniel F. Murphy. Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
Murphy. Listen to this paragraph. Did you ever think you'd hear this? Take yourself back to like 2015 and then fast forward and say, holy shit. For the time being, Murphy is playing a lot of second base with the Ducks, but Wally Backman, manager of the Ducks, plans to move into first base or DH when former Met infielder Ruben Tejada figures out his visa issues.
My God. Oh, really? You're going to move Murphy? You're going to move Murphy out of position
for Tejada?
For Tanada? Are you kidding? Well, that is Keith's favorite player, Ruben Tanada. That is his favorite boy.
That was Terry Collins.
Oh my God!
We don't want to know what was being done.
You know what? I guess Tanada and Murphy can win the championship in the Long Island Ducks division. But I mean, come on, man! You're not even in the minors.
Never did with the Mets.
Yeah,
do it. You never.
No, well, you know what? At the end of the truth is, though, he was a 300 hitter for a minute until the filthy guy busted him up, and then everything went.
Chase Utley, son of a bitch.
Tanada did do that. Tanada was okay. Yeah, he deserves that. Read between the lines, Utley.
Yes.
He deserved it.
Stupid son of a. Terzio's scared about this Cup Series. The Meds, I've given up. Because the Meds, I've given up. What Meds have you given up, Terzio? Most home runs. Wrigley Field, balls are flying out.
They lost one game.
The Meds I've given. Listen, just to help you out a little bit, the wind is. It might be a 1-0 game. The wind is blowing in 20 to 25 miles an hour at Wrigley, which means a solid shot that would be about 410 out to left center field probably dies shallow left center tonight. So it'll be that kind of game, which is good for Senga.
Let's not give up 5 runs in 2 innings.
Let's not do that. Senga's brought his ERA. His ERA is now down to 3.8-ish.
Quality start.
No, Terzio. Last night the wind was blowing out. Tonight and tomorrow, I think the wind's supposed to be blowing in, which is a big deal in Chicago. But
it's always good to get a blow.
Yes.
Out.
Senga's actually 3.77. He's 4-2, 3.77 ERA.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, they're still hitting. Rookie of the year candidate for Senga versus Stroman, former New York Metropolitan, 3-4, a 3.05 ERA. That's I think earlier in the year. Producer Joe, you let me know. He's your all-star on your fantasy team that puts up or that gets blasted every.
Didn't Producer Joe hate Stroman? Didn't he hate him?
Well, he drafted him to be the reverse curse. He did last year too. I think
he did that. Reverse cursed him.
But I want to say, I don't know if Producer Joe's passed out back there behind the wall or anything, but I want to say his ERA was like under 2 at one point this year. So I guess
he was balling.
Yeah, right.
You're 5'8". You're 5'8" and you throw a sinker.
Stroman.
Yeah.
He had his ups and downs, but he's been remarkably steady of late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not tonight.
He was solid. He had a couple of bad outings, but lately, pretty good. 6 innings.
He's got that sinker and the wind blowing in at 25 miles an hour. So that's good. That's good for pitchers.
Yeah.
For sure. You left him on your bench, so that's not gonna help you. Alvarez goes deep tonight. I don't think so, Terzio.
Let me tell you something. You're right.
Listen, let's share this story on here real quick. Producer Joe, we are the Fantasy Baseball League here on Pop Culture Pros. And Producer Joe gets upset because he can't put any of his pitchers in, which includes Stroman. And that's because, on a Wednesday afternoon, they decided to have a bunch of day games. So all of his pitchers that he had in his slots had already gone for the day at 4 o'clock. So Stroman cannot be utilized tonight. So that's the way the cookie crumbles.
So he better get shellacked.
Shellacking. Diana says he hates us. He sure does. He complained about all the racism in New York and he went to Chicago. I'm sure he's not getting any of that there. Stroman is trying to get a contract extension. Stroman signed you mean on top of that? Didn't he sign a 4-year deal also? What year did he leave us? I don't even remember. It's like a fog.
He's stinking rich. He's stinking rich. I could care less what Stroman gets. I follow him on Instagram. He's stinking rich. Okay, rich. He's fine with this racism or whatever he says. He's fine. He's doing okay.
It was in the
And,
internet.
he,
If it was on the internet, Sergio, it's
he's
got to
a
be
good
true.
pitcher. It has to be.
He's always been a solid
It has
pitcher. I
to
mean, you remember, he had an ERA below 4 in that crazy American League East.
He played with the Blue Jays against all the top players in the American League East.
19 times a year.
And he was a good pitcher then. So he's gonna play. He's a good pitcher. Like I said, he's 5'8" and he throws a sinker. He's already this tall, throwing this low.
It's tough to get lift.
He throws 90, 92. I mean, come on, man. It's tough to get that ball up.
He signed a 3-year, $71 million deal.
3-year.
So he's got one more year after this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. Not bad for a scrub, right?
Maybe he'll complain about the racism in Chicago and he'll go to Boston.
That's even smarter, yeah. That's even smarter.
All right.
Well, yeah, it says here he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah. I think we've come across some of that stuff.
Aren't we all?
Yes. And if some of us weren't, then people would say, "What's wrong with you?" All right, tonight it's Senga and Stroman coming up at 7:40, just about an hour and 20 minutes away. Tomorrow it's Cookie versus Taillon. the battle of +8 ERAs, 8.68 for Cookie, 8.10 for Jameson Taillon. And then Friday it's heading over to Denver, which let's bring up Mr. Boulette again. When I don't agree with you, it's Boulette. A couple weeks ago, he was like, normally I'm so excited to be going to Denver to the Rockies and Mets game. Now I'm not so excited. And then last week, or just a few days ago, he said, this time next week I'll be at the games. So a 5-game winning streak.
I know. All of a sudden. It's the way of the world, man. I mean, come on. That's why you don't even listen to what he said most of the time. You shouldn't. I mean, listen, you're being a fan is that you get your highs, you get your lows. There's never a middle ground. That's why you're a fanatic. Enjoy the game, enjoy it, yell, scream, do whatever you want.
Are you
man.
crying?
That's all.
Are you crying?
But if they just listen to me, every week I tell them home of the 2023 World Series champion, New York Mets.
Oh, God. Why do you keep saying that? I
swear
to God.
The Colorado series, the Rockies are 21 and 28 as it stands right now. None of their pitchers are set. We do have the first two games set. Scherzer will go on Friday. Verlander will go on Saturday. And then it's to be determined after that. That'll finish out the road trip. And then next week we get into some we go back into some of the better teams. Some of the better teams with the
we're
Phillies.
Supposed to be a better team, right?
We're supposed to be a better team. With the Phillies and then the Blue Jays out of that American League East where everybody is over 500.
500, yeah.
So
that's a scary team, the Blue Jays. That's a scary team, man. You see what they just did to a team today? I sent you that thing on our chat, dude. 20-1. They just destroyed the Tampa Bay Rays, who are supposed to be the top 3 team, one of the top 3 teams in baseball. 20-1. Think about that, guys.
20 freaking runs.
That is scary.
And then the Phillies, 23 and 26, they're kind of languishing around, kind of like what we're doing, but to a lesser extent. But Miami continues to play above Philadelphia and Washington, obviously in last place. 20-1. Is that odds? Is that a sign?
Oh, well, if you were a degenerate, it would be odds. Do we have any degenerates in the house?
I don't think we're prepared for that. I don't think we're prepared to be degenerates. So
look in the mirror, degenerate.
You see, and some degenerates are such, they just feed into others, and then they try and take that degenerate stance and then add to it, and then Just doesn't work out for them. Let's talk about the lineup for tonight. And if you guys ever want to chime in and talk about how Buck sucks at this lineup making thing, it's Nimmo, Aaron Rodgers, and Escobar went to the ankle specialist. Aaron Rodgers hurt his ankle. This is a Met show. Brandon Nimmo.
Already he's hurt. See,
he turned his ankle. He turned his ankle in OTAs yesterday. It's crazy. I think he's fine though.
Chasing pigs on a farm. Turned his ankle.
Nimmo 301. He's got 19 RBI out of that leadoff spot. We know that he produces at a leadoff spot, 4 home runs. Lindor batting second, 33 RBI. It's great. McNeil batting third at the day off. And another reason that I wanted to add that you spoke so eloquently on earlier, Rodriguez, is that when you give it at points during the season, when you give yourself a day off on a Tuesday after a day off, you get a nice 2-day rest. McNeil's he's probably watching golf, chillaxing. I'm glad whatever tournament that was over because golf was like taking over. McNeil batting third, 287. Alonso with the 18 home runs on pace to hit 60 of them, 43 RBIs. So that's 76 RBIs.
No one talks about him. Dude, and no one talks about him. They're talking more about Aaron Judge, that big, goofy Frankenstein-looking son of a gun.
There was one thing. I'm going to send it to you after the show, but there was a thing on I'll send it to you after about talking about Hall of Famers, current players who are on track for Hall of Fame. That didn't sit right with me, but Alonso batting fourth, Beatty batting fifth with that sweet swing. Marte's in right field batting sixth. Vogie batting seventh, DHing at 237.
Was he playing center? Oh, he's playing center field.
Oh, he's playing center field. Sorry. He's playing shortstop, giving Lindor a day off. That's what's happening. Imagine the diving plays. Quintana batting eighth, and Alvarez batting ninth. Alvarez has already put up 5 and 11.
Dude,
5 home runs, 11 RBIs. Vogelback's got 2 and 13.
I'm good with that, dude. I'm good with that. That's a decent lineup.
Home runs as Vogelback and Kenna.
Here's the funny thing. I'm just gonna.
My question is, why are we concerned with him going down? Chill out, people.
Dude,
sorry.
One more thing. Vogelback can't hit that sinker, because he can't bend down. So why is he in the lineup?
Back foot slider that he always freaking swings at. He's got the best eye in baseball, but that slider.
Because he's a lefty. We think we can always hit that. Lefties love that low ball, man. We try to golf it. I'm telling you. Unfortunately, I don't know. His stomach gets in the way. What are you gonna do?
I get it. It's the same swing every time. So just don't swing where the bat can. Like in the MLB The Show where they show the bat. You just pitch where the bat can swing.
Yeah, and it's almost everywhere. The only place he can swing is straight out of the numbers. That's the only place he can swing, and he can't even swing all the way around. Oh, stop talking about Vogelback.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry.
That's the lineup. That's the road ahead. Let's wrap this bad boy up here as about an hour and 10 away from start of the game. Rodriguez, what you got for the Met fans out there?
Guys, we're going to win the next 2 games. Okay? We're going to win the next 2 games. We're going to go to Colorado. We're going to win 2 out of 3, if not to Colorado, because their pitching sucks. Okay? And we got Verlander and Scherzer going. So we'll be fine. We lost the first game. Stiff upper lip. We'll be fine.
Let's do it.
Relax. That's it.
Producer Joe, what you got?
I never noticed the little pictures of me on the side when there's a solo picture. Look at that. That's what I got.
In the giggle.
Look at me. Yay! I'm yelling from the side. Hey!
Stop screaming at me. Right? All right.
It's what a great week this was. It was so much fun. Every game was fun. Every morning was fun to watch the replays and the highlights, and it was a great fun week, and we deserved it. It's been a rough year,
Yeah.
and we know this team has the talent, and just got to trust the process, trust the team, trust the players. They have too much talent to not succeed. So, and let's go Mets. Let's
Freaking
go Mets.
Mr. Positive. Wow.
Mr. Positive. Wow, for once,
Mr. Positive. Wow.
Well,
Don't get him
we're
started.
5 out of 6.
Don't
start.
get him pissed off.
Diana
Be
says,
nice.
"Oh God, I had to hear about the scrubby Cubbies win all day." Yeah, it's one, but let's look at the standings, guys. Tell them that home run tonight from Pete and Alvarez. That would be ideal, but they got to really crack that shit. So with that win, but we'll definitely keep you all up to date on hell yeah, 60 home runs. Let's do it. We'll keep you posted on what's going on in the group, as long as on the Twitter, Twitter and the gram. Yeah, that's a scary situation. But look, listen, as bad as everybody is saying that things are right now, 4.5 games out of first place. Just chill. It's just
wait
like
until
what
the
Rodriguez
All-Star
said.
break.
You got Scherzer and
before we break the
Verlander
team
coming.
up.
Yeah, chill. Terzio wears. Tim says Terzio wears white after Labor Day. That's the worst thing you could possibly say about a guy. Wow. All right, that'll do it for us
Tight
today.
whiteys, tight white jeans,
tighty whitey pants. He says I'm retired. Get out of here, Terzio. All right, let's go Mets, and we will talk to you guys next week. Peace out, everybody.
Do it. Peace.